Hey, awesome people. What's going on? Mr. C here. Welcome back to our fractions series. We are continuing tackling all things fractions, and there is so much to cover. So, couple things. One, if you haven't seen our second grade videos, they have dropped already. Check those out. This video is our first video with the third grade standards. Before I show you the standards, make sure you click the like and subscribe button. Join us as we continue to make math understandable and challenging. Like I said, this is the third grade learning standard. Got the Common Core at the top here, and then I have Oklahoma standards on here as well. This is really going to be talking more about what a fraction actually is. We're going to partition fractions up some more. We're going to break them into halves and thirds and fourths and sixths and eighths. But we're also going to be having students identify different fractions. We're going to have them shaded in. We're going to have them practice on that. We're going to have them make different partitions. All right. Then we're going to move more and more into what a fraction actually is. But this video is simply going to get us more practice with partitioning and dividing fractions up. Okay. Like I said, we did get started with this on the second grade standard. Check that video out. I'll link it in the description below so you can see what we have done so far. We're going to be in third grade for a little while because there's so much to cover. I'm excited about it. Make sure you have yourself a brand new notebook for this fraction series because we have so much to cover, and I am super excited. Thanks for being here. Let's take a look at these very first problems. All right, before I turn you loose on these problems here, I want to make sure that I highlight the importance of having a growth mindset with fractions. Fractions is something that you're going to be using for a very long time in your math career. This is something you may not know it yet, and that is okay. Be okay with the challenge. Be okay with the struggle. Watch the video over if you need to. Practice. Grab a whiteboard. Grab a pencil and paper. Grab something and just work out these problems and ask yourself these questions while we go along. All right. Here is two different figures on the screen here. On the left, I've got our blue shape. I'm going to call it a rectangle. That's what it looks like. I want you to take a look here and see how many sections have I broken this figure into. All right. The whole figure is one whole. All right. You'll hear people say one whole, or you'll hear them just say whole. Okay. That whole figure, I have broken it up into, let's see how many sections. 1, 2, 3. I have partitioned this whole. Partition, P-A-R-T-I-T-I-O-N, partition. That means to break something up, and that means to break something up. So if you look at this, have we broken this up into 3 equal sections, 3 equal pieces? We took one whole and we broke it up into 1, 2, 3. We broke it up into 3 sections. All right, that would be partitioning it into 3 sections, or partitioning it into thirds. And we talked about that word thirds before, and we're going to talk about it more. Now, look at this figure over here. How many sections? First off, back up. This figure is how much? How much is this entire figure? Hopefully you're thinking to yourself, it is, let's see if I can draw that any better, a whole. All right, this is one whole. Now, how many sections have we divided this whole into? How many sections have we divided into? We've got 1 section, 2 sections, and notice, are they equal? Are their sizes equal? Is this size shape or this size piece the same as this size? Yes, they are. All right, and that's really important. When we are talking about fractions, we're talking about equal pieces. Talking about equal sizes. We're talking about equal amounts. So what we would say this is we partitioned it into halves. All right, and that's another word we talked about in our previous videos, and we're going to do a few more, okay? So we had thirds over here. We had halves right here. Let me give you a couple more, and let's see what you think of it. All right, got two more figures up here on the screen. I want you to focus on this one on the left over here. And I want you to take a look and see how many sections I have partitioned this whole figure into. So how many sections have I partitioned this whole figure into? To do this, we just need to count the number of sections. While we're counting it, I really want you to make sure, are they the equal size? They have to be the same size. They need to be equal sizes. Let's see how many we have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. We've got 4 equal sections. If we break this figure into 4 sections, does anybody know what we broke that into? There's a specific word I'm looking for, and it starts with a word that you've seen before. It starts with an F, and it's the word fourths. Fourths. Can you say that word? Fourths. Anytime you hear the word fourths, that means something is broken into 4 equal groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 equal groups because we've got fourths. All right. Take a look at this circle I have over here. Kind of looks like an orange to me over there. Made an orange circle. All right. How many sections, equal sections, do you see in this figure? Let's count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many we got? 8. 8 equal sections. All right, there's a special word whenever you divide something into 8 equal pieces. You've divided it into, or you've partitioned it into eighths. Eighths. I'll say that one again. Eighths. All right, we had fourths, now we have eighths. Okay, so notice a lot of times the way we say it is we say like thirds, fourths, eighths. Let me show you the two that we just did a second ago. We had thirds. This one, when you break it into 2 sections, is like kind of unique. It's halves when we break it into 2 sections. Halves or half. I'm sure if you've ever shared something with a friend or a brother or a sister, you've divided something in half. You've broken a cookie in half. That means you split it between the 2 of you. Let's say that you had a candy bar over here on the left, and you shared it with 3 of your friends. So all 4 of you are going to get a piece of candy. You divided that candy bar into fourths. Fourths. This one over here, I kind of think of it as like a pizza. Anytime I see a circular shape, my mind just goes to pizza. When I see this, and let's say that we were at a party, and this pizza was cut into 8 equal slices, that means that it was cut into eighths. Eighths. Okay. I'm going to put another shape up here, and I'm actually going to put a couple shapes up here, and I'm just going to ask you some questions and see if you can identify which one is the correct one. Okay. Before I do that, there is one other shape that we have not talked about, and I want to put it up here. Not one other shape. Silly me. One other size that we can divide things up into that's really important for you to know. We've done thirds, and we've done halves, and we've done fourths, and we've done eighths. Well, there's one other one I want to do. All right, there's one other one I want to do here. Give me 1 second to fix it. Oh no, that's bad. Let me fix that. That's way out of line. There we go. All right. All right. All right. There we go. There we go. There we go. Boom. All right. Take a look at this figure here. Take a look at it. How many sections, equal sections, have we partitioned or divided this figure into? We've taken this one whole. This figure is one whole. All right, we've kind of talked about that. This is a whole. And we've partitioned it into how many sections? Partition is a fancy word to say divide. How many sections do you see? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have partitioned this whole into 6 equal sizes. What do you think the special way to say that is? Sixths. Sixths. That's a tough one. That one can trip me up all the time. Sixths. So when you divide something equally into 6 groups, you are dividing it into sixths. Let's go all the way back to the beginning. When we have 2 equal groups, we divide it into halves. When we divide it into 3 equal groups, we have thirds. When we divide it into 4 equal groups, we get fourths. When we divide it into 6 equal groups, we get sixths. And when we divide it into 8 equal groups, we get eighths. And there are way more different. All right, there's a ton more of these that we're not going to worry about today, but the older you get and the more you go and the more you challenge yourself in this math, you're going to look at twelfths and twentieths and fiftieths and hundredths and so on and so forth. All right, we're just going to go up to eighths. If you can understand up to eighths, you're in a good spot. All right. Rewatch this part if you need to so you can kind of get a better idea and take a look at the different sizes for all these. And then I've got another little thing I want to show you here. All right, another little thing I want to show you here. All right, so I've got 2 circles on the screen here. And what I want you to do is I want you to look at both of them. And I want you to see if you can figure out which circle is partitioned. Remember, that means divided. So which circle is partitioned into fourths? All right, that's my question. Which circle is partitioned into fourths? Is it the blue circle? Or is it the green circle? And I want you not only to have your answer of which color it is, but you need to be able to explain why. That's really important in math. It's great that you can get answers correct, but it's even better if you can explain why. If you can explain why, then 1, you really understand it, but 2, you can also help other people. And that's really important to be able to help others. All right, so take a look at it. Which circle is partitioned into fourths? Let's take a look. Let's start with the blue circle. All right. How many sections, how many equal sections was this blue circle partitioned into? How many did you get? Let's look. I get 1, 2. All right. So I get 2 sections for the blue circle. Now, how many equal sections are you getting for the green circle? How many sections do we partition it into? Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so one of them The blue circle was partitioned into 2 sections. The green section was partitioned into 4 sections. But my question to you was, which circle is partitioned into fourths? I don't see the word fourths written inside of either of these. So which one is it? Let's think about this blue one real quick. If we divide a figure like this, or if we divide something into 2 equal groups, do you remember what we say whenever we divide something into 2 equal groups? That means that we have partitioned it, we have divided it in half. All right, you'll hear the word half or halves. All right, you'll hear those 2 words a lot. So when we divide something, we partition it into 2 equal sections. We have partitioned it in half or in halves. Now let's look at our green circle. If we divide it into 4 equal sections, that means that we have partitioned it into fourths. F-O-U-R-T-H-S. So our answer for this one is going to be the green circle. Excellent job on that one. I've got one last one here that I want you to challenge with you with. Okay, one last one to challenge you with, and take a look at it. Rewatch this part if you need to. Give it one more shot. Let's try one more. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have our final problem for you on the screen. Take a look at it here. I have 2 figures, a pink figure and a purple figure, and your question is, which figure is partitioned into thirds? All right, so take a look at it for a second. Try it on your own. Write your answer down. Talk to somebody near you, but see if you can figure out which figure is partitioned into thirds. All right, so let's take a look and see if we can solve it. We have this figure, the pink one. Let's start with it first. Let's see how many sections there are. Equal sections. I see 1, 2, 3. Looks like we have 3 equal sections. All right, now what did y'all get for the purple figure? Let's see. This one's a lot smaller. Let's see. We've got 1, 2. These pieces are kind of small. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so we've got 3 equal sections on the pink. We've got 8 equal sections on the purple. Our question, to go back to it, says which figure is partitioned into thirds? Again, I see this word thirds here, and I don't see like the word written as thirds in either of these figures. So we've got to kind of do a little bit of thinking here. When you hear the word thirds, what immediately pops in your mind? I kind of think of the word 3 a little bit. Let's see if that helps. So this section here had 3 sections, 3 equal sections. We partitioned it into 3 equal sections. If we partition something into 3 equal sections, that means we have broken it into thirds. Thirds. So the pink would have been our correct answer. Let's take a look though. Let's finish this up. If we have a figure, or if we have something that we've divided into 8 equal groups, does anybody remember what we would say? We've divided it into eighths. Eighths. The purple figure we partitioned into eighths. The pink figure we partitioned into thirds. For our final answer, we should have chosen the pink figure for our answer. Again, I highly recommend just getting a piece of paper, drawing some figures, have your mom, dad, aunt, uncle, brother, sister, somebody draw you a figure, tell you to divide it into however many equal parts, and you do it. All right, just practice it. This is going to be really important as we move on, because what we're going to be talking about next is talking about numerators and denominators and what they are and what they mean. And it's really important to understand this here before you move into that. All right, so Rewatch this video if you need to. Thanks for tuning in with us. We're going to continue our fraction series. There is so much to learn in fractions. I'm super excited that you have joined us. Make sure you click the like and subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram. You can check us out there as well. My name's Mr. C. Thanks for joining us as we continue making math understandable and challenging. That's all I have for you. Mr. C, out.